and outsmarting your opponent. And they're going to see what they can bring to the table here. And but with that being said, I'm just going to point it out. It's been a pleasure casting with you guys for this weekend and on Thursday, and appreciate all the love and support that's going out there. Is having the time of my life here. So I hope you guys are enjoying the cast as well. So we're gonna get right into the action here as they're blitzing through this draft. They're not taking any of this extra time. Zlap's gonna ban out Behemoth and War Beast. No surprise there. What you got's signature hero. It's gonna be taken out of his clutches. Formless gonna ban Tremble and Wild Soul. Tremble hero. It's just still he's auto banned. I mean, the hero is just too annoying to deal with as a physical presence. Put a Shrunken Head and a Brasher on him, and you're not gonna touch the guy. So no surprise there. And let's take a look into the picks here. They're going to grab a Midas first pick, that versatile solo suicide hero with all that capability, magic damage, pushing. He's a lovely hero. They're going to grab Tundra here as Formless's first pick in his draft. It's a hero with that scouting ability. It's the next best thing to having a War Beast on your team is that Shiver. The second pick will be Parasite for Legion side, so one of those jungle heroes that can put a lot of burst damage out. We've seen him build completely differently, where he builds team items and just supports his team and has an impact on the game that way. Again, another hero. There's no surprise that he was picked so early. Now, Hellbringer is an interesting choice. It was picked up early, and it was banned in the last game, so maybe that has some of the justification behind it. But we all know with the recent changes to the hero, he's back in the competitive scene. He's got incredible ult. He's got push potential with his Demonic Wave and Demon Strike. If you can land those hits, got the slight nerf because that was broken. I loved that hero, man. But still, the Demon Strike with that one at least little disable there if you can land it and on multiple targets as well. Somehow Magnus makes his way to third pick, but still found on Sync's lineup here. One of the best initiators in the game. If you watched the Honcast yesterday, different guy played a flawless Magnus in the fresh matchup. I'm not sure which team that was that they played against. I think it was when they played against 2-0. Yeah, it was the 2-0 matchup. Anyways, we've seen the potential of Magnus there, and we've seen it time and time again, what he can do and bring to the team fights. And early game, a really strong laner also. But look, they grabbed the Tempest. This is a very risky pick. We just seen a Tempest get completely shut down. His impact was stricken to nothing. And I don't think that was because of the player controlling the Tempest. I think it was because the Sync just knew what to expect and they knew how to counter it. And what do we see here once again? Another way to interrupt a Tempest ultimate. Now, I know there is one little trick with Moira. It's been said before. Lodestone is a nice counter pick to her because if you can pop that Shatterstorm and jump into the mix, you come out swinging and get a nice little, free AoE ultimate. But it might be a little late to throw a Lodestone in the draft. And they don't, it would synergize fairly well with this team. And I'm not sure if that's what they have in mind. I know there's certain other teams that would definitely grab it at this point, but not sure if it's one of Complexity's heroes. We went so quickly, we kind of missed the bans here, so just kind of go over it. Hellborn taking out some of these deadly carries. Magebane, Puppet Master, and where was the other one? Sandwraith. So 3 of those heavy-hitting carries that you don't want. So Magebane, Dark Lady, and Sandwraith, melee carries that they just don't want to have to deal with in the later stages. But yeah, there's still plenty of carries out there to deal with. We've even seen a Shadow Blade picked up by 2-0 yesterday, and while they didn't come out on top, the hero, they showed that it's viable. But yeah, anyways, Zlapt goes ahead and bans Puppet Master, Prophet, and Silhouette. So range carries that could really burst down a Tempest. There's still Clanks. There's still a Ravenor. There's still a couple of heroes that we don't really see anymore. But yeah, even in artillery, I don't know. Now, this is something that's interesting to see here. They go ahead and they pick the Oogie, which is a hero that, it's one of Formless's signature heroes. I want to say he brought him out into the light and really made him shine and show his true potential. Given that this hero's been played in TMM for years and has always been a strong carry. But, damn, you see Masera Talking smack to you guys. I don't know. I don't appreciate that. But yeah, they're gonna grab Oogie, and that's kind of a little slap in the face here. Let's see if you know how to play him. Do you also know how to play against him? Is the question here. They're gonna pick up Clanks, which is oddly similar to the draft that we just saw played by Evil Corporation. The only difference is they don't have the Sandwraith to stop those initiations. They have a Hellbringer to help set it up, and the Hellbringer hero as well, can help Clanks when he's in a pickle to keep him alive. So I think the Clanks is probably the best pick that they could have had there. Again, bear in mind that shrunken heads are usually prevalent already on some of these heroes like Magnus and Oogie. They're just going to have that extra impact, and if I don't know, let's see if Complexity can do anything different than Evil Corporation just attempted. Guess who got the overlay before the game loaded? This guy right here. All right, guys, I hope you're ready because the match is about to be underway here. Once again, Sync Esports versus Complexity. Top two teams in Han right now. It's about to start after this pause. How you guys like that? You like that little delay there? Does it have you moist and wanting for this epic match that's about to unfold in front of us? I mean, this is pretty serious business right now. These teams both have something to prove. I couldn't show it, but the chat was heated. Before this match started, chakras were exploding. There was a lot of back and forth. There may even be some higher stakes than I can even speak about in this game. So let's kind of just watch it unfold and enjoy the delight that is the ultimate matchup of the day. So the match has started now. Let's see how they decide to lane this. Now Parasite, he's got the build where he's probably going to be in his own jungle here, not seeing any kind of boot over aggressive strategy where he tries to deny Tempest from any farm, and that might be related to the type of lineup they're running down in the bottom lane, Moira and Oogie. Now, if we look at Moira in general, really the only impact she's going to have on this game, I'm always Ephemeral Forge and Mana Sunder in situations is going to be useful, but I believe it's her main job is going to be to make sure that what you got can't get any game-changing Tempest ultimates. You already see Oscar. He's going to be setting up here in bottom lane. He's getting that Shiver out to scout. Even if his ward gets denied, that's probably what makes Tundra one of the more awesome suicide heroes. I appreciate it, you guys throwing out the overlay. You were timed perfectly, because if I did forget it, right now is the moment where I would have fixed it. But I appreciate it, actually. You guys are the best, and this is all about teamwork. So let's see what we got here. Tundra's going to be up against a pseudo tri-lane. Moira Oogie with Parasite bugging him. Get it? Bugging him? Yeah. Hellbringer up against Midas in the middle lane, which I love to see a game where Hellbringer is played by a mid player, so he's going to get the farm he needs, and you'll be able to see what Hellbringer is actually capable of with farm. And Zibby's going to be suiciding up here against Aluna and Clanks, and I think that he's going to have a hard time there. Magnus does have a lot of ways to survive and just leech experience. But okay, action down here at the bottom lane. This is Oscar is known for this, but again, look at Zibby. He's taking a lot of damage here, and he's in a bit of a pickle. He went for the boots first, but he's skilled out. He's just taking hits from the bangs. One more is going to do the trick. He's going to try to run. Here comes the Riverwood. Why did it come so late? Why did you wait so long, Aluna? Oh, it was just delivered. Okay. Magnus going to do his best to TP. I heard the Aluna part doesn't connect, but the auto attack comes in just in time. And Formless is going to get the Bloodlust kill. Huge plays coming out already. 1 minute into the game. This is what I come to know and love about Heroes of Newerth here. Let's go ahead and keep an eye on here. So what I was going to say is, yeah, Oscar's one of those, he's like the ballsiest suicide player I have ever seen. And he does get punished for it from time to time. But more often than not, I see him succeed. He'll man up. You see, he usually gets pulled regen. It's not the case this time. But even still, he's, as we speak, he's throwing here. He's exchanging the auto attacks with Moira, right? And he somehow finds a way to get experience out of the worst situation. It's definitely one of my favorite suicide players here. No bias. Let's see, though. Zibby has rotated here. He's not having anything because he went Steam Bath first. That's no escape method for him until he can find level 2. Trying to do a little bit of counter warding and see if the rotation can pay off for him. But Tundra, doing a little bit more with this time. He's going to go ahead and start stacking the Ancients already. Midas taking heavy damage and harassment from Fuzzy here. And Fuzzy's already on his way. He can clean up this wave. He'll have an early bottle. And we'll see what happens here. Now, Luna with the invisibility rune is going to rotate here. You can see he's trying to harass Midas, but just popping that health potion is really going to make it more difficult for them to kill here. He's level 3, so level 2 demonic wave and a power throw might just be enough to do the trick. He's going to try to put in a couple of auto attacks first. I don't think he has any idea that Aluna's here, and this could definitely be dangerous for him, especially because he's manning up here. He's going to try to be the initiator. Here comes Magnus with the stun, but the damage is done. Midas, hopefully he can bottle up through that demonic wave dot damage. He will live after all, and it was a nice effort there at the same time. This leaves Clanks free farming in the top lane. Hellbringer didn't even need the assistance, so he's still going to be doing fine. And the only thing looking out here for Complexity is struggling a little bit here, more than usual, at really getting any sort of levels. And it is this Moira. She hasn't even... Well, now she's stacking, unless Parasite did that, but she's been on top of the harassment now. He has only one set of tangos here. He can easily get body blocked in, and that's exactly what's going to happen. He did have a TP handy. Will the Minotaur stun get there in time, and it connects? Asuka's not going to be able to escape. Sync put in the kibosh on that plan, which was otherwise a pretty good attempt at an escape, but that was massive. Moira moving out of the way so that Minotaur could get in there just in the right time. Nice play by Zlapt and the rest of his team there. Even up the score 1-1, both of the suicides falling first. But, I mean, fairly even matchup. Now, Luna's kind of sitting here in the middle lane, and I can't say that I blame her. Zibe has completely given up on top lane because of the Rev Ward, and Clanks doesn't need the assistance. Now, Midas is going to be the one struggling. He's gotten that core level 4, but if you take a look at the XPM, yeah, 374 versus 323. Doesn't look that big of a deal, but 4 minutes into the game, that's a considerable amount. Somebody do the math. I'm just going to make sure you hopefully take my word for it. So, we got a Luna just sitting here. Yeah, again, I've kind of repeated myself, but the lanes are kind of stable for right now. Both teams realize that they're struggling, but they're comfortable with what they're getting. And I got to say that Complexity so far... has the upper hand. Now, Haste Rune activated by Midas. He's going to go straight past here and dive the tower because he has Magnus and Moira and Parasite in the area, but that perfect Demon Wave, Demon Strike to do the job. Hellbringer did not get touched by the Elemental Warp, so it's going to take 2 spells to stun him. Instead, they focus their attention onto Tundra, and I think Hellbringer will take that trade any day. I mean, they're just going to get 4-man rotation for a level 1 pickoff, except that a Luna... What? Okay. Well, Luna thought she might be able to help turn the tides, but ultimately giving another kill there to Sync. So kind of making the 4-man rotation ultimately worth it in the end. I'm sure Hellbringer wishes that you had level 6, because that would have gone completely different, I'm sure. Or even if Tundra was level 2. So got a little bit of issues to deal with on the Complexity side after a really great start. But we'll see how they end up adjusting and recovering to this. Tundra really is having a hard time here, and Moira has not left the mid lane, or has not left the bot lane except for that one time in mid. Oh, let's see. Hellbringer stepped up here. He doesn't have his level 6 yet. He needs to be cautious. Magnus rotating over here. Here comes the initiation. The Tempest is going to follow up, or the Magnus is going to follow up with a stun after the Elemental Warp, and that's going to be a dead Hellbringer, and you could tell that's going to be frustrating Fuzzy. He's about 2 creeps away from level 6. Neither of those deaths would have happened had he just hit that pivotal moment. Another thing that's looking really good, though, for Hellborn right now is a... Okay, I was an XP per minute. I almost had a heart attack. I thought that was 500 GPM. But at 340 GPM, still nothing to sneeze at. Farm on Tempest, and almost 500 GPM on Clanks. So even though the other lanes have, slipped up a little bit here, I think... they're going to be okay with that, you know. Complexity's feeling confident that Clanks is going to be the key to victory. Magnus inadvertently taking damage from that passive ability. That was kind of interesting. With the invisibility rune, he was still taking hits. Had to move out for a little bit. But they're going to pressure this tower here. I definitely don't think they suspect Magnus has an invisibility rune, but doesn't have enough mana for a Lava Surge. Not going to have any anytime soon. And with a Luna up here to back them up, there's nothing he could do but just look at it. Would you just look at it? Magnus, #1 best observer 2015, is just watching as his tower falls. He may try a little clever move to deny the tower, but it would be risky. Oh yeah, the invis expired just in time, so that's gonna fall down. But look at this, a bottom tower fell too. I'm not sure when exactly that happened, but it looks like Oogie was kind of just pushing the lane while the focus was shifted elsewhere. Ephemeral Forge being scouted out here in mid. Hellbringer finally does hit level 6. He's got that crucial ultimate. He's going to be able to impact. In the meantime, Tundra's going to get jumped on here. Look how quickly he's dropping. Unfortunately, still being level 2 at this point. But Tempest going to throw out the stun there. Unfortunately, not going to follow up. Parasite did have his ultimate off cooldown. So that silence would have been able to interrupt. And very patient by what you got. Not overextending here. That being said, Aluna's still in the area. Could they lock down this Hexerin? I don't think so. Take a look at Clanks, though. Does he have a Warp Cleft on the way? I feel like he probably already has it, and it's just not delivered yet. No, he would buy the Thunderclaw already. Where did this gold go? I'm not sure. Anyway, Magnus, though. Zibby finally gets a chance to breathe. He comes back to the top lane. He's getting level 5. 2 more levels to hit that sweet spot where Magnus can, be effective. I always can't stress that enough. That's why I hate Magnus in the suicide lane. If he gets shut down, it's sad. It really is sad. But comparatively speaking to the time that Tundra's had, Magnus is doing great. He's got at least 2 kills, and that's going to be enough to help him recover drastically here. What's that? You guys want me to pronounce it Zybai? All right, I'll try to work on that. Kappa. Alright, so let's see. I mean, Hellbringer level 7. Let's see what he decides to do, because he does not have a TP, which I would love to have him holding one, just in case there is any kind of overextension. And the Hellbringer ultimate is that great counter initiation tool as well. But ultimately, no TP, so not going to happen. Kind of just sitting here, getting his farm up, trying to complete those steam boots to give himself a little bit of survivability, combined with Evil Presence when he decides to put points in it. Hellbringer can be hard to deal with. I think this is definitely a improved skill from the old Shackles and Deathboil. I really think it's a fun hero to play and a fun hero to watch. Moira nearing that level 6 mark, doing significantly better than Aluna. So if nothing else, the experience spread here for Sync is definitely in their favor. Clank's got that Thunderclaw, though, so we can start to see that snowball farm, perhaps. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Here comes a strident, dirty Parasite, but he's going to get spotted out by Hellbringer. Hellbringer, got to get your ult off before you get dropped. No, he's melted instantly. Can't get anything off. The Ephemeral Forge in here. Moira is not level 6 yet. Midas going to jump up the hill, but here comes Tempest. Could he get something off? No, he can't. Clanks his mana sundered. Can't even do anything. He's trying to use the trees to his advantage. He is going to live somehow. That's some kind of miracle coming out here. And this fight ends up being a very quick disengage. The worst part being that if they can clean up these Ancients, that's going to be really bad news. That's a lot of farm there going in the opposite direction. But no. Tempest coming through right now. He will take a 2-man ulti if he can. He goes for the 1. It does connect onto 2. Midas gets caught into 2. Here comes the Hellbringer ult. That looked so weird. Malphus, though, putting in the damage onto Midas. He's got a death boil on him. What? Damn, that was insane dot damage. I almost thought he blood chaliced. Midas is going to get completely melted there. And a nice bit of rotation there with the... Yeah, I mean, this point in the game, Fuzzy Sloth got picked off. But, the quick respawn timer allowing him to come back. Now he's going to turn his attention to Magnus. And look at the dot damage coming out from there. That is insane. That's level 4 Demonic Wave. Over the level 3, it's a lot of damage. I disagree. If you get one more point of Demon Strike, you'd have an extra spell. I can't really justify it. But then again, maybe he wouldn't have got the kill on Midas, because until these guys get vestments, Hellbringer is definitely going to be something to fear. If he gets aggressive now, that's insane. Look at how much damage Malphus does too, kind of just hanging out. He procs that little passive fireball. I love Hellbringer with farm, man. This is definitely working out better than a Hellbringer as support. Now, Aluna's still struggling here. She can't even get Striders yet because she needs to keep up the wards for her team. But what a god hole from Tempest there. I didn't think he was going to connect, and it kind of worked out for it. I know Midas walked into it a little bit, but it was still, you know, a well placed, pretty much pixel perfect. Had to get it right on the spot. Now here comes Hellbringer. He's going to spot out Magnus again, and he could just use this Demon Wave to consistently harass players. I don't even want to know what's going to happen to Moira if she gets stuck hit by one. Legion team, though, setting up to do something crazy here. They're diving behind the tower, looking to collapse on Hellbringer. They're going to throw out the stun. What are they doing? They're going uphill. Luna's going to get him with the stun, and now Hellbringer puts the Demon Wave onto Magnus. Magnus is going to instantly get dropped here. That was very bold play, and I'm not sure what they thought. I don't know if they had any kind of vision at all. But here comes the Tundra ultimate onto Midas. The complexity with the huge turn. Parasite's going to have to run for his life. Connects with the bang onto the Skeleton King. One more hit's going to knock him out. He's got about 3 seconds left till he can leech into another unit, but they're going to get the stun off on him and prevent that. That's a 3-man down for nothing exchange in favor of complexity. And that evens the score right back up to 6-6, but when you're down 3 kills and then you can make a comeback, those kills are worth just that much more, especially on the high-level characters that they did just pick off with it. So that's why we see the goal disparity that we see. Yeah, what do you think about that? Let's take a look here, though. Oogie's going to make his way into the jungle. Haxrin with a pretty early icon. Now, no charges on it just yet. I'm not sure how long ago he completed it. With 800 gold, it was probably a little bit a while ago. So, you know, maybe he did get picked off, so maybe he lost any charges that he had in the last fight. Need to take a drink here. So, I mean, that at least is going for him. He's going to be able to transition into the jungle and farm exceptionally well here, all the while kind of preventing a little bit of the diversity of creeps available for Parasite. But, you know, his labs had a huge impact on this game regardless. Take a look at his hero damage. It's only 5%, but tower damage is 21%, and he has 5 assists. So he's been there when it counts. We're getting returned to mid lane, and out of nowhere, Tundra. Last I looked, the guy was level 4. He's found his way to level 8. He's got 2 points into Piercing Shards and his ultimate. So definitely making a recovery here, catching up with Zybai. I'm just kidding, guys. I know it's Zibe, right? I could do that for you. And Tempest is going to work on an early portal key here. That's all the stun. Sidestep that Magnus. Zippy makes a misplay here. And here comes the Malphus ultimate connecting on to Midas. Magnus here hidden in the right on top of a Revelation ward. I don't even know. Was that just placed right now? Either way, big plays coming out from Complexity. Making use of that Malphus ultimate. And now they're gonna push up with another tower here. Clank's rushing for an instant shrunken head. You know, just in case that Oogie is going to get involved in team fights, he's going to be able to stand his ground and not be too concerned. In fact, with a shrunken head, there is no physical damage coming out. The only complaint I have is he's getting it so early. I think if this goes into later stages, he's going to wish that he had a fresher shrunken head or maybe a rebuy. But they do get to pick off onto a Luna. But here comes the PK ult. No ult yet for Tempest, but they are going to drop the Glacial Spike stun onto Midas. It's going to lock him down. Here comes the Demonic Strike to hold him in place a little bit longer. He's going to dive for Refuge, and Congo punches him in the face. And the Demonic Wave wears off another time. Here comes the Zippy stun, connecting onto 2 heroes with the Oogie Tarquake to clean up the mess. And that's how you do it. Sync gets a nice turnaround there. Midas getting away with his life. Barely, but that's all it takes. When it's really close like that, those are the team fights that sting the most if you're Complexity. So here comes the Piercing Shards. Tundra, not sure where he was for that fight. I want to say that he was probably on his way over, but just a little too late. So we're going to take it in stride. Complexity, this is a back and forth matchup. Very exciting gameplay so far. And we're going to have to see what comes next here. Oogie grabs the Blessed Orb. I think everybody generally agrees that's the worst item you can buy first as a build-up item. I guess, you know, it gives him health and mana. Everybody always... It feels good. I don't know why, but it always felt good to just buy a Blessed Orb. Why not? I have exactly 2,100 gold. Let's make it happen. But, yeah, generally, everyone kind of thinks that's a bad idea, so... I mean, let's see what Haxorn does with it. He's got 4 charges on his Icon of the Goddess, and if he can get in range of Tundra, that he can easily pick him off. He doesn't go too aggressive here, and Tundra has the Shiver, actually, so he was one step ahead of Zibi there, Zibe. But what is not one step ahead is Clanks here. Maybe feeling some sort of tingling sense, but it's not strong enough because Midas is getting himself in a good position here. He's kind of patiently waiting for Magmus to make his way over. Magmus is going to get spotted by this Ward of Sight, though. And we'll see. Clank's using that flight a little prematurely here, but it's enough to keep him at a safe distance. Aluna is going to eat the Elemental Warp Stun and fall, so that's really unfortunate for her. She was going to port bottom to maybe set up a push down on this tower. And Complexity Love, he started out really nice here, but now 3-3 and 3. Still acceptable. That is still an acceptable ratio to be the support hero and being drastically underleveled in this matchup. Oh, look at that's adorable. I've never seen a mini riot before. I don't know what's worse. Like, it's like a giant spider versus a bunch of little baby spiders. Little baby rioters creeping up all up in your biz. Yeah, chat, you guys are ridiculous in the worst way possible. Anyways, here goes. They've got a fight coming out here. Tempest's gonna blink, drop the glacial spikes onto Midas. Oh my god! What have you done? What you got? I don't know what you got, but I know what you don't got. Anybody in your ultimate, buddy. That was a severe misplay there. And let's see. I know Sync is one of those players that got, okay, Tempest ultimate's on cooldown. We got our PK on Magmus. How can we capitalize on this? Here goes. They're going to find a kill here, though, on Serenia and mid lane. So Moira won't be able to kind of sort things out here. And though she pretty much not needed with a Tempest ultimate down. So nice little pick off there. Here comes the trade. Tundra buying some time with the ultimate on Oogie, but he gets a chance to activate his ultimate. Now Kanks puts on the Shrunken Head and just laying into this Oogie. Oogie's going to get bursted down so quickly. It's a 4-on-1 matchup. You can health regen as fast as you want. I don't give a damn. You got 4 players bursting on you. You're not going to be able to sustain yourself. The one-man army eventually falls. They get the tower deny, so that's a win for Complexity. I don't know how many times this game is going to go back and forth, but I like it. I have no complaints, no qualms about the situation. But once you got, his farm is still phenomenal. Going for that Astrolabe, skipping over the mana ring. So I guess it's a trade-off. The mana ring helps your team with mana, but the Astrolabe helps you with mana because you got the Blood Chalice and the Astrolabe as well. So what do you want to give to your team? He's saying that health at this point is the better choice. Even being that they're team fighting, I couldn't agree more. I think it, we'll have to see if there's any huge plays coming out with that. So, Oscar, as relentless as Legion team's been and kind of picking on him and making him have a hard time, he's got the Shiver on point. He's just been utilizing it at all times, giving the information his team needs to stay on top of the map control here. And we can see Clanks has had no problems, you know, rotating around the map, finding farm, and not feeling threatened. 2-0 and 3 at 530 gold per minute. If anything, Formless is really good at not dying, and I think that shows here. So, you know, and Complexity again, they missed the God hole, but Sync doesn't press the issue. They choose to not do anything while the Tempest ult's on cooldown. Complexity is one of the teams that I heard him talk about it in an interview before. He thinks the biggest mistake that even competitive players make sometimes, if you blow a cooldown, just disengage. Wait for the reset. There's no point in forcing a fight because you've committed players. It's definitely always a better decision to kind of just fall back, and live to fight another day, and that's exactly what they did here. Now, Tempest Ultimate's going to be up in about 15 seconds. Hellbringer with that level 2 ultimate now. Tundra with his portal key. Again, they have the makings of something pretty neat here. So, look at that heavy ballista. Just goes to show you. Imagine that heavy ballista is a hero with a shrunken head. That's how much damage Clanks does at this point. If you have a shrunken on. So we'll have to see if they put it in the works. Oogie did not buy a shrunken head. Magnus cannot afford one, and there's not many other heroes that are viable on a shrunken head. So I don't know. Clanks is looking more and more like a good pickup in this game. Magnus with a double damage, gonna farm up something here, but he's got to be careful. Clanks is rotating in the air. Here comes the Glacial Spike stun on the Magnus. They're locking him down. They don't have any Revelation, but they don't need it. They do have Revelation and the Demon Strike to put the icing on the cake. It's always tricky. You got to spend a little money when you're ganking a Magnus, but they come prepared. This Luna also has Dust to boot if she needs it. And here comes a follow-up initiation onto Serenia. He was just trying to get a ward down. Can a brother place a ward? Apparently not. What you got getting credit for the kill here, and that's going to go into the Shrunken Head Fund, most likely. Well, what's going on here? Legion take out the top tower. So Midas doing a good job of split pushing here. With the way that he's been playing, he did rush the tablet, but I can't argue with maybe a post haste in the works so that he can keep the pressure up, keep the team fights split up. I'm not sure that you want to take a team fight against Hellborn. Sync's been excelling with random pickoffs here and there. And mainly when they put it onto Hellbringers, when they had the most success. But now that Hellbringer's a little bit tankier, Steam Boots, Vestments, Grave Locket, and a tablet, it's not going to be as easy. Now here comes the Stealth Hunter. There's no way that they can know that he's over here. So he's kind of just doing his work, scouting out. But they gotta be careful. Luna has a bound eye. If they walk... Uh-oh's lapped. Oh, no. Wow, that is some good game sense. Hopefully he saw the eye when he walked up the hill and he doesn't try to pull a fast one here. But Luna might see him here. This is very stressful. This is very stressful to watch. I fear for his lapped right now. They pop off the dust. Oh, it's so close. What is this madness? He's going to activate that invisibility. Did they hear it? It's like they know something's up. Why are they just lingering here? Both teams kind of in a position here preparing for a team fight. But again, the upper hand has got to be in favor of the Hellborn side. I feel like I got to be quiet here. You don't want to give away your location. Ready crouch walk. Nope. Sync's going to go ahead and back off. Abort the mission there. It was a good chance. They just felt like there was too many heroes there to call it. And, yeah, better off to kind of go back and farming. There are still a lot of items required. Oogie does go ahead and pick up the Kuldra Sheepstick. And, yeah, interesting. Willow pointing out Strider Esports. That's kind of funny. They do all have Striders. It's a very powerful item. Hellborn team here looking to force a team fight. And I agree with this. He's got the Veiled Rod on Tempest for 16 seconds here. If they can bait an initiation out onto any hero, there's so much AoE. They can just pick off any hero they want. Okay, Moira's going to use the Ephemeral Forge, Mana Sunder onto Tundra here. Kind of put a little harassment into him here. But here comes the ultimate onto Oogie before he can get off any kind of spells. They instantly burn him down. And now they're going to turn their attention to Midas, who has to retreat. The Luna Power Throw connects. And they still have vision here. If they can get the portal key off by Tempest, they could, pursue. But instead, they're going to take this opportunity to take on Kongor. They still have that Tempest ult. So this is a good chance for them. This is a good chance for them to take Kongor uncontested. Legion team, even if they came and try to set something up, it would be too dangerous for them, so they have to give it up. Mid tower. It's gonna fall down. Kongor will fall down. And just like that, a 4,600 gold lead and a 8,500 experience lead. And no bias here. Complexity looking like the better team right now. Just on point with their plays. Still keeping it passive. Look at the balls on Tundra here. He's going to go ahead and just use the invisible shiver to keep an eye on himself. Farm out their jungle. Deny farm to them. He has a portal key, though dangerously low mana. He has blood chalice as well, so I mean he's doing just fine here. And he goes for an alchemist bones, and I apologize, I missed that pickup. It must have been some time ago with 2,400 gold in the bank. That is an attempt at recovering, and Oscar is making an incredible recovery. He was at 100 gold per minute this game. He's coming up on 300, and he's gonna make a difference. Moira is gonna pick off that shiver with the what's that called? The Shards of Harkon. That's a cool spell name. In fact, whoever named these spells, it was just like the dopest of the dope. Arcane Vortex, Ephemeral Forge, and the Mana Sunder. Shards of Harkon. Come on, I mean, that's pretty awesome. Yeah. Let's get into it again here. It's kind of hit one of those passive moments, but Complexity does have the token of life onto Clanks. He's also purchased a Geometer's Bane, and we'll probably see Strider's turn in the post haste on Oscar. Maybe he doesn't want to spend it just yet, but one of the great things about having that shiver in the coral is that you can teleport to those units. So later on in the game, you know, if they have to make any kind of bold plays and go for the all-in on a backdoor or something like that, it's available to them. We got the Veil squad here. 3-man Veiled Rot. This is a 300 gold investment. Scouring the map, looking for a fight. But will they find one? Midas up here doing this split push thing. Magma's doing a terrible job at hiding. They gotta just step out. Oh yeah, but Complexity's onto it. They didn't get spotted, but that shiver is going to give them the opening that they need. Aluna's going to get the double stun here, likely. No, she can't get it, but they do have a good sense of where Midas is. They got three attempts at clearing out that jungle. Rip Forest and Rip Midas. He's going to fall down. This team is crazy, man. Power throws the piercing shards and the meteor, man. Look at that. That devastation, deforestation. Well, they get the pick off there. And a little bit of dismay here. Aluna's going to find Magnus. Illusion. See, I feel a little bad that I didn't know that was an illusion, but neither did Hellbringer, because he just ulted it. So, let's see what they do with this. I mean, they still got the token. They still haven't really done anything with it. They're playing kind of safe. Safe here. And... I mean, the Malphite ult's wasted, so that's kind of unfortunate. But... the Tempest Ultimate still on cooldown, or still off of cooldown, and they're feeling comfortable enough to push the tower here. He's finished his Shrunk-a-Dunk, and he's ready for a fight. I'm waiting to see this big team fight unfold. Malphite still on the front lines here, tanking tier 2 tower like the boss that he is, as Clanks puts in the auto attacks. Now, that